but we don't know how to say it. So if you know how to explain what you want to achieve, that means that you know what you want to achieve. But if you don't know what you want to achieve, or if you can't explain it properly, that means you're not really sure what you want to achieve. Wherever it is. So some of us here are in primary school, some of us in secondary school, some in college, some are going to university. But each one of us has got different aims and objectives, like the sister said. So the reason why I ask you is because if you know, that means you have a plan in place. If I ask you, what's your 3 things, then you'll be like, I want to get 1, 2, 3, and 4 by the end of the year. That means you already know what you want to get. That means you already have a plan. And that's the most important thing when you want to achieve something, is the plan. So what I actually have, it's a very short presentation. It's very short. And it's a practical thing. So it's something that you can relate to in your daily life. Because we had talks about the importance of education and why we should have education, which I need someone to remind me of. What was the importance of education?
So we can help people in our society and around the world.
Perfect. It's because we want to help people in the society and around the world. So it's actually 8 things that you need to do, or 8 goals that you need to achieve. Maybe some of them you're already doing it. Maybe some others you're not doing them. But you should try to implement these 8 things. It's 8 practical things that it's very easy to achieve. Can anyone tell me, or what do you think is the number 1 goal that you should have? You're already a Muslim. What do you want to achieve? If you want to achieve something, what's the number 1 thing that you should have? What's the number 1 thing?
To learn more Quran.
Say?
Learn more Quran.
To learn more Quran. No. We're not talking about what you want to achieve. If you want to learn more Quran, so what's the first thing that you should have to reach your objective? To reach that you learn more Quran? Some of the sister, yes. 2? So if you want to achieve something, for example, by the end of the year, I want to lose weight. Where's the first thing that I need to do? Yeah? Where's the first thing that I need to do? And it's very important to have. Before that, what's the most important thing? There is one word, and I've mentioned it before as well. Yeah, have intention, but there is another thing as well. Yeah.
Diet.
One last try. Let's see. Whoever gets this, I'll give him 5 of this. All right, 1 from the sister, 1 from the brothers. Who has this question? It's too late, man. Yeah. Did you hear what she said? No. Did you hear what she said? Hey?
Exercise.
Plan. You need to have a plan. What's your name?
Exercise.
Yeah, what's your name?
Plan.
Come and get 5. Come and get 5.
Are you mad? Oh no! I said no.
Andia, you might need to stop. You need to give me some. Boys, come down.
Well done. Sit down. Sit down. So did you hear what she said? The most important thing is to actually have a plan. Because I'll give you an example. Listen. I'll give you an example. If I'm going today, if tonight after I finish this, I'm going to Birmingham. Yeah? I'm going to Birmingham. Can I go to Birmingham without knowing the route, without knowing where I'm going to stop, without knowing where I'm going to put my petrol? So I need to plan beforehand, isn't it? I need to plan and know. So the first objective is to actually plan. You need to have a plan. You need to have a goal. You need to have clear in your mind how you're going to do it. She said, how are you going to do it, how difficult it is. You need to have a plan. So whatever objective you have by the end of the year, you need to know how I'm going to achieve this. Yeah? So number one, it's how I'm going to achieve. After that, what do you think comes? After having a plan, what am I going to do?
Cut down material.
Get the equipment. Before that, write it down and your clothes. No. What's after having a plan? So if I want to lose weight, I have a plan now. And I said, okay, at the end I want to lose weight and I want to achieve this weight. What do I have to do? Your clothes. One more? So when you write it down, what do you mean?
Follow the plan.
Well, what do you mean? Your clothes. One more. One last. Yeah. That's before everything. So once I have a plan, I need to have a schedule. Yeah? So if I'm going, I need to say, I'm going to Birmingham tonight. By this time, I need to reach here. By another time, I need to reach here. By another time, I have to reach here. I need to have a schedule. So by the end of the year, to know that you're reaching your plan and your route, you need to say, by this time, I need to reach this road. Yeah? So by December, I need to reach this specific point, which tells me that I'm en route to achieving my goals. So you need to have a schedule. So now we have a plan with a goal. We have a schedule. What's the other thing that you need to have? Because there is no time. I can't take any open it up. But once you have it, you need to hang out with the right people. Why is that important? It's important because if you hang out with the wrong people and you want to achieve a plan or you have an objective and they don't have the same objective as you do, you're swimming against like the current. It's like, you know, when you have the river is going this way and you're swimming that way. What that means? It means that it's so difficult for you to achieve what you want to achieve because it's going to push you away. All the time it's going to push you away from the goal. It's going to push you away and away. Why? Because you're going against. They're pushing you towards a different goal, which you don't want to achieve. So for example, if I want to achieve the top set, but I hang out with people that don't even go to school, and they just spend all the time out, then clearly they have another goal. They want to achieve another goal. Because they're going to push me away from my own goal. So you need to hang with the right people. It's important. So every single one of you told your friends that you had a goal. So you need to think about who are the right people for me to achieve this goal. Number 4, you need to challenge yourself. So you want to achieve something, maybe you can achieve something bigger. And you can achieve something bigger and bigger. Do you know there is one quote by someone very famous? I won't tell you who he is. But what he said is that the difficulty or the challenge in the human being is not that they set goals which are too hard and then they want to achieve it. It's actually that they set goals that are too low and they're easy for them to achieve. So sometimes you have something that you can actually achieve, yeah, but you don't think you can actually achieve. You challenge yourself. You think you got A, challenge yourself to get an A star. You think you want to go to a uni, challenge yourself to get an even top university. You challenge yourself all the time. You say, I got 90% in a math test, challenge myself, I want to get 100% now. You always have to challenge yourself. I know you're all looking at the pizzas now. But if you don't listen, you're not going to get any pizza. Another thing is being open to the feedback. So open to feedback. So if your teacher comes and says, look, you did this wrong or wrong, it's not because he hates you. Or if your parents come to you and he tells you, look, you did this wrong, it's not good to do. It's not because they hate you, it's because they actually care about you. They love you. And the feedback, it means that you're doing something correct, but there is like a small thing that you have to change and you can achieve even more. And that's what they want. So then that means when your parents tell you, look, you're not doing this correct, you're doing it wrong, or your teacher, listen to them. Very careful. Maybe not so much for your friend. You say, oh, maybe he doesn't know. Okay, fair enough. But your parents and your teacher are the people that know you the most. So listen to them. And if they tell you change this, that means you have to change. The sixth thing, it's when you are school, or if you go to Islamic school or madrasa or wherever, if you don't understand something, you need to ask. Do you know what they say when you go to school? There is no question which is called a stupid question. Every question is clever. Sometimes maybe you're in a class, yeah, and everyone is thinking about that question, but no one is saying, because they think, oh, do you know what, maybe this question is stupid. Everyone else is thinking about the question. So be that person, say, do you know what, I didn't understand this, can you repeat it for me? And when you say that, the teacher, whoever it is, in whatever situation you are, they won't say, no, I'm not going to explain to you. Because that means you're actually listening. So they're willing to explain it to you. So if you don't understand, ask. Because if you don't ask, maybe you're going to do something wrong that's going to take you away from the goal that you want to achieve by the end of the year. But we all want to achieve our goals, isn't it? Otherwise, what's the point? The seventh thing is to always look for number one. That has two meanings. The first meaning is that you always have to try to be at your best. You always try to be your best. Always. And the second thing is, number one is the priority. If that is important to you, it should be your priority. Priority means like it's the first thing that comes into your mind. And that means that basically you're so into it that you want to achieve it. So if this year I want to learn 10 juz, that means I need to always look. That's my priority. So every single day I need to make sure that I do my wherever I have to memorize, or wherever the teacher, the ma'alim from the madrasa tells me, or the teacher from school, or wherever. If that should be your priority. And the last thing, which is very important, is that you should keep yourself in a top shape. Always. What do you mean by top shape? It's not only fit. It means that you need to have the right sleep, number one. Because if you go tired at school and you want to achieve top grades, how are you going to concentrate in school? If I'm like half asleep in a school, I'm like, oh, I wish I slept more because I was up playing like PlayStation online, or I was watching movies or wherever, then obviously I can't concentrate, which means if I'm working for an A-star, I'm not en route to get my A-star, which means that I'm falling off my objective, which means I'm not really going to achieve what I wanted to achieve by the end of the year. Even a small thing like sleep is going to put me off my thing. Second is to have the right food as well. Because sometimes the food, we are what we eat. Sometimes the food is not good enough. Yeah? And the other thing is to keep yourself in the top shape. If you need exercise, you can exercise. But it also means that if you need a break, take your break. Because otherwise you're going to be you're going to work too much, and then you won't be able to achieve. You always have to think about what's best for me at this moment. And try to don't lie, because you can't go and lie to your parents and say, do you know what, I need a break, even though you don't need it. But in the end, who you're lying to? Yeah, you're lying to yourself. And no one is going to lose except yourself. So make sure. And one last thing is, just to reiterate, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. If you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. Which means you haven't planned anything, which means you're actually planning to fail wherever you want to achieve, because you haven't planned. Yeah? I hope it's been useful to all of you. I'm not going to take any time. I won't take any question. If you have any question, you can approach me while we're having refreshments, because we're actually on a rush and we're going to pray soon. So I hope you enjoyed the night. There is one last thing that I want you to remind you of, or I want you to tell you.